Hello, my name is Carl, and this is a series of videos about the game Enshrouded, specifically building within the game. In this episode, I'm putting some more details into the hallowed hall for the collector. With the main hall in place, it's time to excavate the side chambers. One for the bedroom, which I'll likely combine with the library, and one for the workshop. Many of the features in this build are experiments. They're new to me. For example, here I'm using copper fencing as guardrails. And I'm using these floor torches as work lights. It's interesting when you go through a build, you have ideas. You want to try some things. You have a general idea as to what you want to accomplish. But for me, in almost every case, it changes along the way. I find something that I really like and I want to pursue more of that, or I try something and I really don't like it, and I destroy it all and start over. At this point, I'm ready to start this new experiment. I don't have any secret doors in this place yet, and I thought it might be neat to put a secret door sort of in this floor torch alcove. It has absolutely no effect on gameplay, but it's something I wanted to include. I'll put a torch in that alcove, and it glows nicely. Now this was the big reveal for me. Using these glowing blocks as sort of a recessed light, and then covering it up with these iron window frames. You can get this glowing block by going into the hollow halls and mining the green glowing ooze at the bottom. It is very dangerous stuff. You don't want to get caught in it. But if you mine it, you can get this recipe for this block. I originally just had chandelier in here, which was fine. But having some glowing ceiling lights is pretty cool. Alright, the next thing I wanted to create was, again, in keeping with the falling waters theme of this area build, this little location, is waterfalls. So I thought there's a waterfall right outside. What if we just have some of it fall inside? So I had to have a place for the water to go. And of course, down in this little recess, I have to place some grates so it will drain, won't flood this place. Which I did. I'm not showing it, but there were numerous instances of water catastrophe. Too much water here, going there, everywhere. But that's part of the challenge of working with water. You're not quite sure how it's going to react, where it's specifically going to go. And these iron grates are perfect for covering up. You don't want to see the drains, but you also want it to look purposeful. So having these grates, having the water go somewhere. And now I'm starting to actually build the waterfall itself. I've got the outlet in place, and I want it to feel as though they built this hall with this in mind. Maybe it was a natural cave, and they decided they were going to continue to excavate the cave. They're going to keep the waterfall feature. And so the process of adding this revelwood rock and regular rock comes into play. I'll use the natural boulder to kind of create the bulk of it. and then I'll create sort of the flat plateau version to create the overhangs that create the breakup of the water. Gives it more depth, more 3D appearance to it. Alright, I've expanded the trench, and now here you can see the actual drainage grates down in there. I think I added a bunch of them down in here. I just wanted to make sure it was going to drain and not overflow. And here's an example of water everywhere. Sometimes you just gotta try things. I was definitely adding rock, chipping at rock, adding rock, chipping at rock, trying to get the look that I wanted. It took a while. I think overall, I think I recorded about 2.5 hours of video for everything that we're kind of seeing here, the waterfall, the light fixtures, the secret doors. I think it all took about 2.5 hours, and I've cut it down to 15 minutes. There's a lot of mistakes, a lot of boring sections. Not boring for me as I'm playing through it, but so I thought I wanted a secret door, and that is a false door. So because there's two of them, they look the same. And having two of them might not draw attention to one of them. But one of them is definitely a real secret door. This is where I just made another little tiny room. I didn't have a lot of space because of my build area. This is about all the room I have to work with on this side of my entire plot. So I couldn't really make a deep room. But again, this doesn't have any effect on my leveling up my character. This is just for funsies. For me, as I build and try things, I start to create a catalog in my brain of what I can do, what I can work with. So I imagine that down the road, as I'm working on something for the alchemist or something for the lunar trader, I'm probably going to pull ideas from here, but use different blocks. Alright, let's take a little walk through what we have here. It's nighttime now. I like the waterfall. There's no symmetry for me, though. So I'm thinking maybe that second space, that second section, the second half of this, I may create another waterfall right there. It just looks so empty. There's no room to build rooms or chambers beyond that. I just don't have the build area, so maybe another waterfall there is the next step. A false secret door, a real secret door. There's a vault back in there, which I haven't done anything with. This is my workshop. Really like the ceiling light. Not much in here yet. This is his little library and where he lives. I had to put a bed down somewhere. I figured he probably wouldn't leave the library. So this is where he stays. I'm not even level 30 yet, so I imagine that as I continue to level up, I'll have more things to put in here. There's that little alcove. Well, I hope you found something that you can use in your builds. As always, thanks for watching.